Hey, hey, welcome back to another episode of the Girl Be Free podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, where I'm going to inspire and motivate you to show up for yourself. First, before I tell y'all what I am loving, this is like my fifth time recording this episode. I had so many issues yesterday with recording, it almost drove me nuts. This is the last time I'm doing it. Hopefully, everything goes well. All right, on to what I'm loving this week, which is notebooks. I'm not sure if I shared this before, but I am a journal junkie and I absolutely love collecting notebooks. I have so many journals and notebooks and everything. And if it's a pretty color, like pink is my favorite color, or if it has a nice quote, the spiraling, all of that, then I'm a sucker to purchase it. So I use notebooks for a little bit of everything. I have Obviously, I use one for my journaling. Then I have another notebook where I write down my daily task each day. And so that way I'm able to keep track and cross things off as I get them done. I use the bullet journal. And then I also have another notebook specifically for when I'm listening to YouTube videos or listening to podcasts or reading books and I want to take notes on something I heard. Then I like to keep it in a notebook so I can reflect back on it later. And that's just a few of the ones that I have. So I absolutely love notebooks. I like to purchase them from Target, Half Price Books, Marshalls, or TJ Maxx. They have really, really cute ones. So that is what I am loving this week. This week's listener review comes from Vana333 and is titled What I Needed. I love this podcast. There are a lot of inspirational and self-help podcasts out there, but they are nothing like this one. Siobhan's tone of voice exudes passion, but in a calm and caring way. I love the action steps that she gives at the end of each episode because it holds you accountable for your own growth. Way to go, Siobhan. Vana, thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm glad that she pointed out action steps. When I created this podcast, I didn't want it just to be another thing that you listen to or that you're inspired by. But my whole goal is to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and start to do the inner work. And so at the end, when I asked a question, maybe give you a journal prompt, a quote to think about. Like, I really want you to take action. There are enough places that you can go and get an emotional high, and I know we're all inspired by different things. But when you listen, I want you to be intentional that you're going to apply what you learned or what you heard and keep moving forward versus just letting it be something else that moved you that day. So I'm glad that she pointed that out. I'm really intentional when I share the action steps each week because I really want to help you ladies live your best life. All right, on to today's topic, which is 8 C's to get stuff done in the new year. So I taught this workshop this week in the Be Free Inner Circle, and it was really well received by the members. And so I said, okay, well, if everyone needed to hear this, let me go ahead and record a podcast for this, or excuse me, let me go ahead and record an episode for the podcast so my listeners can benefit from it as well. As promised, I will let you know about what I'm working on in 2019 to come. But today I think it's very important that I share ways to get stuff done. So that way, as you're writing down your goals and preparing for the new year, you have some context around it and you're not just kind of all over the place. So again, I'm going to give you 8 C's. And the first one is clarity. Okay. And of course, I'm a clarity cultivator. So that's where I want to start. And when I talk about clarity, I mean, I want you to take time and figure out exactly what do you want for your life. And I want you to be very, very clear about that. And I want you to get very specific. So I don't want you to write vague things down like, oh, I want to lose weight or I want to launch this business. No, you have to get very specific. And with that, I also want you to think about every area of your life. So when you look at your physical health, what do you want? Get very specific. When you look at your spiritual health, what exactly do you want? Emotional, mental, socially, in your career, financially, what do you want? And don't be afraid to write things down. I think it's very important that as you're working and getting clarity, that you're putting things down in writing so that way you can go back and you can reflect on it. And so again, look at every single area of your life and get very specific with what you want. And don't compare what you're doing or what you want to other people, whether it's your friends or your family, whether it's influencers that you watch on social media, celebrities. No, look at your life and be honest with yourself and say, okay, I want to live my best life. I want to be in my best physical health. And this is what I want to look like based on where I'm at. Number two is confidence. In order to get what you want and make things happen, you have to be confident that it's possible for you. You have to believe with every ounce in your being that yes, I can achieve my goals. Yes, I can pursue my dreams. Yes, I can change my life. And confidence is so important because if you lack confidence, if you lack belief in yourself, then it's going to be very likely for you to get things done. Okay, so if there's any ounce of doubt that this is not possible for me, then guess what? You've already told yourself that you can't do it, and you'll stay in the same stagnant place that you're at now because of the lack of belief in yourself. So if you feel like you lack self confidence or it's hard to believe that things will change for you, find resources that can help in that area, whether it's listening to a certain podcast, finding books to boost your self confidence, reading articles. First quarter next year, I'm going to be teaching my Master Your Mind program, and that is going to help with that. But until then, find resources that can help in that specific area to help you be more confident. Number three is community. In order to get things done in the new year, it is so important that you have community to support you on your journey. What I mean by that is that you want to have accountability partners or someone to hold you accountable to do the things that you say that you're going to do. For example, one of the things that I'm working on and I've already started doing the work for is physical health. Like that is very important to me. I recently took some pictures. I had my husband take some pictures of me, and I think I shared this before, in my sports bra and my biker shorts, just so I can get an idea of how my body looked. And when I saw the pictures, I was not pleased. So it was like something switched in my brain, like it is time to get yourself together. You've been comfortable for way too long. And so I told my best friend about what I was working on. So now we're holding each other accountable in that area. My husband is holding me accountable because for me, I need to lose 12 pounds. And then I want to be more toned. I want to be more fit. I want to be in my best physical health. So as I'm building this business and building this life that I desire to live, I look good and feel good doing it. And so I have someone holding me accountable in that area. Then when it comes to my business, I have business besties and a coach that I work with that help me stay accountable and stay on top of the things that I want to get done. And so when you look at every area of your life, so spiritually, do you have prayer partners? Physically, do you have a personal trainer or a nutritionist that can hold you accountable? As far as your business or your career, do you have mentors or coaches or someone to hold you, accountable in that particular area? Also, the Be Free Inner Circle is a great place for community support because it is a group of women all over the world providing community support for one another, holding each other accountable as they get the resources and everything that they need to grow. And so if you're interested in the Be Free Inner Circle, you can go to BeFreeInnerCircle.com. But I love how the women are showing up for one another and they're engaging with one another and providing encouragement, motivation, and of course, inspiration to live their best lives. So again, when you go back to clarity and you define what you want in each area of your life, now you want to find support in those areas. And if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of positive people around you, then you're going to have to do some work, whether it's attend certain events, starting to surround yourself with like-minded people, so that way you can start to build community for yourself. I share all the time. That is how I'm able to get a lot of things done. Whatever area of my life that I see that I'm lacking, I find support there. Number four is consistency. In order to get things done in the new year, you're going to have to be consistent. It's not about, oh, I'll do this if I feel like it, or I'm going to try to do this. No. If we base what we're going to get done on how we feel, we're never going to get things done. Because there's oftentimes I don't feel like going to the gym. But if I based it off my feelings, then I would never go. So I have to move past how I feel and practice self-discipline and consistency and know that if I want to see results, I have to show up for myself. And it's not an option. Again, I don't feel like going to the gym in the morning. I don't feel like working out. Once I get there, I feel better about it. And of course, once it's over, I'm like, yes, I'm so glad that I did it. But as far as feel like doing it, no, I don't. But I know that consistency is so important. And I don't like starting over. So there was a period in my life where I was running consistently and I felt and looked really good. And then I stopped. If you're someone who has had periods in your life where you worked out and then you stopped and you worked out and you stopped, every time you start over is very frustrating because it's almost like your body is like, what are you doing? So then you have all those aches. And if you're a runner, your skin starts to itch because of how the blood is moving through your body when you're running. And it's just a frustrating place to be. And I don't like that. And I'm always irritated with myself when I start over. So this time, now that I'm back in the gym, I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. I'm changing my eating habits. I'm saying it out loud on this podcast so that you can hold me accountable, but the people in my life are holding me accountable too, because again, I don't like starting over. And another thing is when people say, I'll try to do this, that means you're not going to put enough effort or it's not priority for you. You're either going to do something or you're not. It's not about trying. So when you're thinking about the goals that you want to set in 2019 and what you want to achieve, it's not I'll do it if I feel like it or I'll try to do it, because now you're giving yourself an opportunity to quit, okay, and to give up. And I am challenging every Be Free listener, Girl Be Free listener, to show up for yourself. What if you stay consistent for yourself for a full year? What if you said 2019 is going to be my year of being consistent, and it's not based on how I feel or I'm going to try to do something, but I'm going to do it because I want my life to be different. One thing that I get complimented on often is that how consistent I am in my brand. Is very consistent. You know that I'm going to share and post, and everything that I do is aligned. It's in alignment, right? And so you're never going to see me do something that's off brand. As far as my personal life, there's areas in my life that I am consistent, but then like working out, like that is something that I got to get back to. And so acknowledging where you're at and going back to the community and accountability, finding people in that area so that if you lack consistency, you're going to have to invest in getting someone to help you, whether it's hiring a coach like myself, finding accountability partners that are like-minded, right? But you're going to need someone to help you stay on track so that way you can stay consistent. Number 5 is committed. You want to be committed to your goals. This is your life. You only get one life to live. Stop quitting and giving up. You're committed to your job. You're committed to your family. You're committed to your kids and your career. Why don't you commit to yourself? Why is it so easy to give up on yourself and make everyone else a priority, but then you can lack commitment for you and the things that you want to get done? Commit to showing up for yourself. Do the work. In the areas that you need help with, ask for help. Stop feeling like you have to do everything on your own. Reach out and get the resources that you need to change your life. Stay committed. Again, because you only have one life, make the most opportunity of it. Show up for yourself in a way that you've never shown up before. And when it gets hard and when you feel like quitting, have people in your corner that can support you on your journey. And staying committed is going to take discipline. Quitting, again, is not an option. And if you lack discipline, figuring out, identifying, so when you take time to go through the first step, which is clarity, identifying the areas of your life that you lack discipline. So if you're like me, the physical health part, maybe you're not as disciplined as you would want to be, right? So finding someone that can support in that area so you're not giving up on yourself. And stop keeping your goals and everything that you're doing to yourself. Get people in your corner to help you, okay? But you want to practice self-discipline, and I know that's the hard part, but you can do it because you're no different from anyone else. It's just, are you going to choose to make a difference, or are you going to choose to stay in the same place year after year? Because whether you choose to move in a positive direction or you choose to stay where you're at, either or, you're still making a choice. All right. Number 6 is connected. You want to be in a space where you're connected to like-minded people who are also goal-oriented, okay? Find people that are focused on personal growth and people that are like-minded and doing similar things. So if your goal is to lose weight, connect with people who are also working on that as well. If your goal is to be around community, join the Be Free Inner Circle. If your goal is to advance in your career, connect with like-minded people who can help you in that area. You don't want to go silent. You don't want to go ghost. You want to stay connected with people who can help you and who are where you want to be, who are where you aspire to be, right? So having some sort of mastermind or a group of friends that are all on the same path of evolving in their life, that those are the kind of people that you want to connect with. And if you don't have those people in real life, definitely join the Be Free Inner Circle. And not just in real life, but also I want you to be connected with people online who you find value in. So if you need to unfollow, unfriend, unsubscribe, whatever, make sure you unfollow, do that for yourself. Connect and follow people that add value to your day, because that will be very beneficial as well. Number 7 is get creative. So as we're doing all this work and we're getting clarity and we're building the confidence and we're building community and getting consistent, staying committed, we're connected, you also want to be creative and find an outlet that you do just for you. So this is something that I have to focus on in the new year, like playing and having more fun and doing things just because I enjoy doing it and that have nothing to do with my business or anything like that. So I want to incorporate things that bring me joy. So something you can think about: if you enjoy line dancing, if you enjoy knitting, maybe you enjoy the sip and paint parties or doing fun things with your friends, skydiving, whatever your thing is, make room for that and stop saying, I don't have the money. We spend money on the things that are important to us. So whatever that thing is, put money aside for it. It doesn't take money to get creative, but I'm just saying, like, if you feel like, oh, like me, I want to travel more. So I'm creating an account where I can put money into. So every time I make money in my business, I put a little bit of money into this account for a travel fund. And it's just that simple, and it doesn't have to be a lot, but I want to make sure that I'm incorporating more fun and more joy into my life as I do the work to build my life the way that I want to live it. And then number 8 is to celebrate. So you're going to be doing a lot next year. You're going to be working on yourself. You want to make sure that you take time to celebrate your wins. So keeping a journal or a notebook and writing down every time something good happens, whether big or small, because this is a thing. There's going to be points in the year where things are not going great, or times in the year when things are not going great, and you're going to feel like you're not making the progress that you want to make. It's going to be very important that you keep track of the things that are working so that when you're having those moments, you can look back and you can say, oh, well, man, back in May, I was able to do this, or this happened in April. Okay, I can feel good about that. Versus if you're just keeping everything in your head, it may feel like you're not making the progress that you want to make. So celebrate your wins, big or small. After you maybe lose so many pounds, you reward yourself. Maybe you do some type of self-care practice. I don't know, whatever that thing is, but celebrate your wins as they're happening, or have like maybe once a quarter you do something special, but then throughout the week you do small little things to celebrate the accomplishments that you're making in your life. Your action step for this week is going to be to write down your goals for 2019. And I want you to think about every C that I shared so that your goals align with that. Okay. And then you can always share your feedback and your takeaways from the podcast by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. You can also send me an email at hello@girlbefree.com, which can be found in the show notes. And then I want to share this affirmation with you that comes from the Girl Be Free affirmation cards that says, things are always working out for me. And I want you to just meditate on that and think about that and write it down, because at the end of the day, things are always working out for you. Whether you can feel it or see it, and maybe sometimes you can't. And it's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Things always work out the way that they should. And I want you to keep that in perspective as you're working on your goals and you're writing them down for next year. Things are working out, okay? And you can purchase the Girl Be Free affirmation cards, which is a deck of 31 cards with a different affirmation about self love, wealth, confidence, and all that jazz. And so you can check those out at girlbefree.com. Pick up your deck today. Next, I want to highlight dope women doing dope things. And this week, I am spotlighting my friend Amber Wright, and she is a conversation coach as well as speaker. And recently, she launched her Can We Talk cards, which is a deck of cards that help you have thoughtful conversations with friends and family. So you can pick up these cards at canwetalkshop.com. I'll list the link in the show notes, but I absolutely love what she's doing. We met at Blogalicious a few years ago. We vibed so well, and now we're business besties, and I'm just so proud of the work that she's doing. So I think this deck of cards is really cool because it helps you have conversations and begin to engage with one another, and you don't have to think of the questions. They're right there in the deck of cards, and you can take them with you everywhere you go. So be sure to check those out and support her. And that is it. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I will be back with you very soon. And please, please, please share this episode with your friends. You can text them a link, post this on social media to help me get the word out about the Girl Be Free podcast. I really appreciate your support this year. It has been amazing being able to share the things that are working for me in my life and connecting with my audience in a different way. I am forever grateful. So thank you so much. And until next time, girl, be free.